Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Great. Well, today we're diving into Clive Barker's Books of Blood. We're going to explore why they are considered, well, a must-read for horror fans and actually kind of a game changer for the genre.
Yeah.
These stories, they were published back in the 80s, and they weren't exactly your typical, monster in the closet kind of horror. They went somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, they definitely did. And that's actually, one of the things that's so fascinating about Books of Blood is how Barker really redefined what horror could be. He really blurred the lines between pleasure and pain and often used the human body as like the canvas for this exploration.
Yeah.
Take the Midnight Meat Train, for example. I mean, it's this gruesome masterpiece that uses like incredibly visceral imagery to explore, things like urban decay and the dark underbelly of society.
Grotesque, eerie, and thought-provoking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I've heard these stories described. And, it makes me think about how Barker uses the grotesque, not just for shock value, but to really make us confront our own mortality, our own, fragility.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's not just about gore. Barker's a master at blending psychological terror with this visceral dread.
Yeah.
He digs into the darkest recesses of the human psyche and explores themes of desire, obsession, and that thin line between sanity and madness, like the forbidden. That's a great example of that. It taps into our primal fear of the unknown,
Yeah.
and the consequences of violating those sacred spaces.
Right. But it's not all darkness, right?
Right.
I mean, I found moments of dark humor kind of woven in, almost like a twisted little wink from Barker himself.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find that you were laughing at all?
Yeah.
Even uncomfortably?
Oh, absolutely. Barker's wit is razor sharp. He manages to inject humor into the most macabre situations. And I think that makes the horror even more potent.
Mhm.
It's like this added layer of complexity to the whole reading experience,
Mhm.
You're questioning your own reactions, like, why am I finding this fun?
Yeah, it's like he's playing with us,
Yeah.
pushing us to the edge of our comfort zone, and then offering a moment of twisted levity to kind of pull us back.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the Hills, the cities
Mhm.
is a good example of that. It's this epic, horrifying tale, and it has these bizarre, almost surreal images.
Mhm.
But there's this undercurrent of dark humor there that actually makes it even more disturbing.
Yeah, I think that's really what sets Books of Blood apart. It's not just about scaring you, it's about challenging you intellectually and emotionally.
Mm.
Barker really forces you to confront the darkness within yourself and the darkness in the world around you.
So we've talked about how it's a classic, but I
Mhm.
think we've gone a little deeper. You as a horror aficionado, you probably already knew it was a classic.
Right.
But this deep dive has revealed why it's a classic, I think.
Absolutely.
It's not just scary stories. It's really this groundbreaking exploration of the human condition, kind of disguised as a collection of horror stories.
Yeah, it is.
Now, here's something to think about. Clive Barker actually had a background in theater and visual art.
Oh, that's right.
How do you think that influenced his writing and the imagery he uses? Because it's so vivid, so cinematic.
Yeah.
So until next time, happy reading.